Hello, English Flint man here. Yeah, it's been a while. Busy doing life really. So yeah, I've just been to Clacton-on-Sea, which is a coastal village in the UK. Running really low on Flint. I'll just pan this over just to show you the Flint situation. There's my heat treat over there, a few bits and bobs, but yeah, basically we're getting super low on product. So I thought I'd have a trip down to Clacton and see what we can retrieve. The only problem is I did put a little video on there, a little short, and basically what had happened is I got the times or the tide all right. So we got down there and we had something to eat, and then we had a little look around, do bits and bobs. But didn't realise that right near the seafront, it was the tide was on its way in. So if you walk a little bit out, you can get all the decent bits of Flint. But it's a bit of a lottery because every time you go down there, you seem to get different, like, I don't know whether when the tide goes in and out, it washes out certain parts of it. So, you know, it shows up the Flint. The Flint's not the best in the world. But it is nappable, and I've managed to nap some quite nice bits out of it. Also, while I was down there, I came across a pile that was someone was chucking out some stuff, and but I'll show you that in a minute. I've got another bucket's worth of odds and sods, which I just literally stumbled across. Anyway, back to this. This, I'd probably say this is sandstone. But I don't think this is nappable, but well, I say I don't think it's nappable. It might be nappable, but it's going to be hard work. It is flaking. Yeah, it's like it might be an high grade sandstone, which can be napped if it's done correctly. Whether it's in my skill set or not, I do not know, but well, yeah, it's a bit steppy. It's got a little flecks of silver in there and bits and bobs. So that might be one that could be heat treated. But there was quite a lot of this down there. But I just was kicking it around thinking, oh, what is that? But, you know, you might be able to, I mean, it's in tabular form. So, yeah, it's like a reddy colour. Let me just see if you can flake it. I can sort out how to do it. Yeah, it's not that's the sort of stuff I'd like to send to Jack Crafty. Give him a rock challenge, because that is a challenge. It's a little bit above my... Well, anyway. So it's like a red sandstone sort of thing. Anyway, right. So that's that. These are other bits I got. Now this, I know for a fact, is not nappable. This is granite. Yeah, see, look, that's not a... I mean, it's flaking, but... Once again, you'd have to have some sort of magical skill set to be able to make something out of it. I mean, it's lovely looking stuff, but I don't think it's nappable. But who knows? Once it's been heat treated, it might work. Right, and then obviously you've got your... I mean, these are definitely flints. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take little removals off of each piece. Off of all these. And basically we won't nap it today, but what we'll do is you just do a few little removals and see how we go. Well, that's definitely flint. I'm actually kneeling down doing this, but so I just thought it's the best way to be able to see it. Left on wire technique. But as you can see, very nappable indeed. Only downside to a lot of this stuff that I've found is size wise. It's a little bit on the, it's not very slick, but it is nappable. Right, that's the first one. This is the one I held up to the camera in the other video. Don't know what this is. It is flint, as more landscape, I'd say landscape stone. This. I just think the more practice you get and the more, you know, skillful you get at napping, is you can literally nap anything to a certain degree. Once you get that skill set. So yeah, look, nothing wrong with that. I mean, I'm doing this on my knees, which is extremely difficult, but it's a nice angle to see what's going on. Right, this is another piece that I found, which that is a quartzite. I would say, let's try and use a bigger bopper on this. I can't see this napping at all, but you never know. Yeah, it's more just crumbling, but I think if this was cut into slabs, it could be doing, and even heat treated possibly. Whether that is a thing, whether you can actually do it, but I'd probably say no with that. That's had years of wearing down in the sea anyway. Right, this is that really black stuff. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Very, very matte in texture. But like I say, the only downside to all this is obviously the size. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go on a few more coastal runs to different coastal areas, because I've always said that it is some of the best flint you can get, because it's been worn down nicely in the water, so it can end up with your right. Okay, that, yeah, I was being a bit anxious with that one. Okay, that can go. But like I say, a lot of it's worn down, so it's in tabular form. Like I say, it's very landscapey. Yeah, this one I think is this is just like a pebble. Yeah, that one's no good. You can't win them all. Right, so that, did you hear the sound of that? So that's a different ball game at all. There you go. Bit of an awkward shape, but definitely 100% flint, and flaking really nice as well. It just makes me wonder, like, how many, you know, millions of years or hundreds of thousands of years has that been just sitting there until I came along and started hitting it. Yeah, that's flaking beautifully. It's got a nice brown cortex. Nice. Nice, that's what we like. Free Flint. We like it to be free. Well, there's definitely something happening there. Wow, look at that. Now that's an unusual colour. Very, very matte. Tabular-ish. Got quite a bit of quite a bit of mud on it, look. You can see where that's broke there, look. See that round bit? I've seen better days, this one. You can see where it's cracked. There you go. It's an unusual piece, I must say. Got lots of brands in it, and let's see if we can take a lump off here. Yeah, lovely. Nice strike. So yeah, as you can see, nappable. But you've got to be very careful with it, because it will just break. Yeah, this is a nice piece. Unusual colours inside it, browns and greys and blacks. Nice. So far, I've got quite a few little usable pieces. Got small little tabular form pieces here. Just make little birdie points out of them. There's not much else you can do with them because they are extremely small. But, you know, at the end of the day, that's a nappable piece of stone. Let's try and get through this. This is an unusual one. Oh, right, okay. Yeah, unusual that it snapped straight in half. But very, very light brown colour. So that could be obviously usable. Yeah, look, this is not a... Well, I could still use it. I think that bit's gone. And that bit, but that bit's okay. Don't see why not. This was just a, you know, an hour or so just rummaging around. The tide had gone out and I had to just retrieve what was literally laying on the beach, what was right near the in the sand, really. So there's a nice little bowl of percussion right there, straight out. So yeah, nice pieces. Nice, nice, nice. That one is not nice. Like you say, tabular is the best. Right, this, I would say, is a piece of sandstone. It's not really doing a lot. It looks like it's got some crystals in it as well. That might be one for a heat treat. Very much like a chert, that one. So yeah, that can be for a heat treat, that one. See, there's nice and tabular form. Very small. I'll make something out of that. This was a bit of an odd shaped one. Right. Yeah, it's got frost damage, that one. Not that great. Like I say, you can't win them all. Right, this is your typical very dark flint. So what I'm going to do with this one, go up bupper size and see if we can get a nice flake removal. We want to be shooting that down that way. Come on, baby. There we go. Look at that. That is glossy black. Beautiful. And straight in half, so that gives me two nice snappable pieces. I knew that would be decent, that one. This looks like another piece of sandstone, which it is, which I'm gonna try. It's a little bit like basalt or basalt. Very same sort of texture-y. Your skill set's got to be top notch to be able to nap it. Might be one for a heat treat. Once again, just small little tabs. A little bit of Cortex on them. Doable, very doable. More tabular form. This one looks like it's got a crack in it. I'm going to give it one hit and I reckon this will go straight in half. Yeah. Right, okay. So we've ended up with a beautiful fin. We can just go straight on the notching on that one. That piece is a little bit out the window. So, all usable at the end of the day. This one is a bit all over the place. The missus picked this one up and yeah, she didn't have a, yeah. You can see that's gone. This one's got to be really worked well because this is ultra thin. Might just indirect percussion with this one. Very much like Flint Ridge. Like you say, a lot of it is, once it's heat treated, it's a completely different stone to use. But that ain't too bad. Getting through them, forget that one. Well, this one's got a really horrible texture on it, but could be. No, that one's gone. You just know, some of them you just know. Yeah, lovely. Oh. I am rushing this a bit, so my knees are starting to hurt as well. Yep. Doable. All doable at the end of the day. Nice. Yeah, that's flaking lovely, that. Got some fossils in there as well. All fossilised. Got a real thin one there. I won't even hit. Well, I'll just give it a little tap. That's just gonna have to go straight on the pressure flake with that. That's a ready-made tab. Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, same scenario. Nice. Right, so that one's gone. Like I say, you're not all going to be good. And there's just another little small tab there. Nice. Nice and creamy. Right, so that was that I got down there. But while I was driving back, I see someone on the side chucking some stuff out. And apparently they'd made a wall and it had flint in it. They bought the flint, but obviously they didn't use all the flint. So I managed, before it went into a skip and be chucked away. Right, so this piece is sandstone. But I was told that you can nap sandstone if you're really careful. And there you go, there's the proof of it. Right, but this other stuff was quite large pieces of flint. So that was just a spot of luck. I just happened to bump into these people chucking out, there's a Costco receipt there, look. Chucking out their stuff. They're not the best in the world, but I reckon I can take some nice big spools off of it. That one's a little bit, no, it's not tabular at all, no. But this is, yeah, full blown flint. That looks like another piece from the sea. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to try this with my copper hammer and see if I can get some nice removals. I've got to be careful though, because well, just got to be careful. I've got my glasses on, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and just pull this out slightly. That's it. Right. So I want to be aiming sort of there really, to try and shoot that flake across this area here. It does curve in slightly here, so I don't know what it's going to come out like, but the old copper hammer makes short work of it without exploding, as it were. Right. Woohoo! Here we go. Right. There you go. Beautiful flake. Not a bad bit of flint, to be honest. Got loads of fossils in it. Amazing. Right, okay. We're doing okay. We're doing okay. Look, there's old, there's the new removal. Right, so now we're going to go through here, try and remove this section. The hammer's started to curl, but they are replaceable, those. Don't know how you get them in and out, but there you go. Right. Lovely. I think I'm going to pressure flake that tonight. Right. Let's see if we can remove this bottom bit off here. Whoa. Hello. Hello. Hello there. Lovely. It's actually a lovely bit of flint. Just happened to stumble across it on the way back. And the guy was chucking it all out, and yeah, it was just really, really helpful. No problem. I said to him, do you want some money for it? There's only a couple of little bits, but he said no. I said, you can take it. See, there are decent people in the world. Some nice little flakes coming off of this. Right, we'll leave that one. Right, let's try and find this other big one. That's quite a decent chunk. It's got a bit of a mould on it as well. Let's see what we can do with this. It's a funny old shape, but maybe come down here on the chalky part. Wow. Bulb of percussion, look. That's definitely workable, that. Right. Pretty pleased. Funny shape though. Whoa, hang on. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. That's doable. We can work that back, and we've ended up with a not a bad shape at the end of the day. So the good thing about the copper is it hasn't got that harshness to it. Whereas with steel, just splinters and just goes everywhere. This tends not as bad. There's a couple of nice removals off of that there, look. Nothing wrong with that. Okay, well, there's quite a few more bits in here, which I will spoil, but I just thought I'd just have a little catch up. Obviously like and subscribe to English Flint Man. like I say, I've been a little bit preoccupied at the moment. I've really got to start getting more videos up. I've been doing a couple of little shorts here and there, but yeah. So yeah, share, like, subscribe. You know, any comments are always welcome. It's going okay. It's difficult. It's absolutely freezing cold in the UK at the moment, so it's, if you've not got a heated room, which I haven't, I do this in my garage with a little heater going. You know, it's it sometimes can be, you know, you don't want to do it, as it were. But yeah, but all good. Nice to share that with you. The copper hammer's doing well. I actually had another one on eBay come up on eBay, which is even bigger, which is a 3-pounder. That's a 2-pounder. This has been used, but it can spool like a lunatic. It's it's like, I mean, it's got 4 written on it. I feel like 4 when I'm using it. But yeah, so good to share that with you. Like I say, see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.